I'm gonna be quite honest, I don't remember buying this many. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, Kilos and Cosplay. My name is Sydney, and today we are doing the biggest haul that I have ever done in my entire year, or a little over a year of collecting manga. So for the sake of time, I'm gonna try not to go through the series too much or kind of go into detail of them. I do have some videos planned to do some recommendations and all that. I've been working on that on the side and just kind of getting everything situated and typed up, so kind of know what I'm doing and I'm not just going in blindly and sounding like an idiot when I talk. So there will be like recommendation videos and my monthly reading log. I am working on that as we speak, so expect some of those to be coming out sometime. I'm thinking maybe the middle of the month, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll try to get them out. I'm aiming towards the middle of the month, so we'll see. If not, definitely towards the end. Now I got excuses. So hear me out. 1, Barnes & Noble had an unexpected 50% off all hardcover sales, and that did include manga, and that was like at the very end of December. So I went in and picked up what was pretty much left. Then Right Stuff had a big sale too on their site, so I just could not pass up some of those bundles because some of them were for like series that I've been wanting to collect or was continuing to collect, so I felt like I had to do it. And then I've just been really into out of print manga, which is something I need to not be into. I don't have too many of them, but I did start collecting some out of print manga that I've been interested in. And then on top of that, we have some pre-orders. And then I also started really getting back into BL a lot. And I wanted to keep growing my collection. So we ended up with a lot of BL too. I can't believe this. And then a box set happened too, but I was honestly not expecting the box set at all. I just went ahead and, you know, because on Right Stuff you can put things in your cart that are out of stock. And I thought, since, you know, my Ouran High School Host Club one took 9 months, that the Bleach one would. No. That one pretty much, of course, somehow magically came out like less than a week after I placed that order, so I was not prepared for that. So this upcoming next month, I do not plan on really buying any, other than maybe a few, and mostly just relying on whatever comes out on Right Stuff, whether it's back in stock or if there's an unexpected sale. Okay, I gotta behave myself. So mainly I just want to keep it to just whatever comes in stock and I already have back ordered, and then of course anything I have pre-ordered, so can't turn that down. I was also going to include my art books in this one, but I think they're just going to get their own separate one. I got some really cool like BL art books and such, so that'll be a whole separate video because this one's already gonna take too much time. So without further ado, let's start. I'm deciding to start with the hardcovers. Up first we have volumes 12, 14, and 15 of Full Metal Alchemist. It is the Full Metal editions. I really like the covers best on these, and the art's like I like the like metal look to it. Nice little metallic, and I just think these are the prettiest, and they're very dense. But these were from the Barnes & Noble sale, and I wanted to start collecting. I mean, half off. I got these for 10 bucks, so I really could not say no to whatever they had left. Then I decided to pick up 2 and 4 of Blade of the Immortal. These are some dense boys, but I honestly love Blade of the Immortal, Hellsing, and Berserk, all in their like more like deluxe editions. I just think they look better. I feel like you can really appreciate the art style more, kind of like with it being bigger and easier to see. And honestly, I just think these are such pretty colors and such pretty gray, and I just love what they did with this. So eventually I'll get volume 1 and then I can dive into this, but I took whatever I got because again, you can't beat 50% off. And then I also got the Drifting Classroom Volume 2. Unfortunately, that's all they had, but listen, I was taking anything. I took anything I could get, and I'm not mad about it. And then I ended up getting 2, 3, 4, and 5 of Saint Young Men. I haven't started reading 1, but I think I will really like it once I dive in, so couldn't pass up picking these up either. I believe they were also down to like $13 a volume, so. And the covers are really pretty. I just think it's like a really unique concept, and I can't wait to dive into the series. And luckily they had a few volumes of JoJo, so I did end up picking up volume 2 of A Golden Wind. This is the one that they are currently releasing out of the JoJo series, and I had to get it mainly because they have my boy Mista on the back, and I love him. I think this is probably gonna be like my favorite back cover, like perfect. But I just think these are also such pretty covers. I'm a little stressed where I'm gonna start putting all my bigger volumes, but I just have a hard time passing up JoJo ones because they do such a good job making them look really, really cool. Like, they're so unique. I love it. Following into more JoJo, I did end up with Phantom Blood. I believe it's volume 3. Has Dio on the cover. I was surprised it was still left over, so of course I snagged it. And I also have a few random volumes of the Japanese edition, or the Japanese versions of Tokyo Revengers. We are getting the English release and I cannot wait. So I don't know if I'll continue collecting the Japanese ones, but they're so pretty. They've got the coolest covers. So I end up with 15 and 17. And then also this one is actually a character book, so it kind of just I think goes over like different places and things that happened in there. And they also have some cool little like kind of art of some of the characters, so I thought that was worth picking up. It's only like $3 or $4, so that's why it's like I feel like I can justify the Japanese ones a little more. Following in the same trend of Japanese, I ended up picking up volume 30 of Kimi no Todoke. This is a special one, so they have kind of like a special little extra book, and the cover is different, and it kind of comes in almost like this like DVD style case, I guess. But I really liked how it looked, and again, Japanese volumes really aren't that expensive. So I was like, this would be a cute little one to display. And Kimi no Todoke is one of my favorite romance series. Right Stuff was having such a good deal. I ended up picking up, because they were doing bundles of some of these series, so that's why I ended up having so many. I need to complete Kimi no Todoke, so I picked up nearly the rest of the series that I needed, or the rest of the volumes that I needed. So we have 14, 18, 22, all the way to 29. And I love these. These are I love the art style, and I love the little like kind of chibi flower vibe that they have for the spines. I adore this. So I'm so excited. I'm almost complete. I only need 10 more volumes and I'll have them all. Being in the shoujo romance kind of style, I ended up picking up Snow White with the Red Hair, also from the Right Stuff sale. So I have 6 all the way to 16. I believe that is correct. It's kind of hard to hold, but this is also a series that I really wanted to collect, but I never like justified getting it in the stores. So when the bundle sale came up and makes it pretty much like $6 a volume, I'm like, I took that as a sign to start collecting it. Almost have it all, and it is still ongoing though, so I'll be picking up the ongoing ones as we go, but at least I got the bulk of it for a better deal. And for another Right Stuff bundle, I ended up getting Natsume's Book of Friends. I've been watching the anime and I really like it. Really like the art style, and these covers are beautiful. So that's kind of what pushed me to do it. And again, sales. You just can't beat some of those sales to make these like volumes like $5 or $6 each. So I have right now 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and I did end up, I think, picking up a good chunk of the series. Also, just it had to be back ordered. This was just what they currently had. But this is just beautiful. This art style is gorgeous, and I definitely plan on talking about these more in some later videos. Another series I wanted to start collecting, but again, just either couldn't find it in stock often or didn't want to pay like $10 for them all the time, and that is Hunter x Hunter. So we ended up with 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13, 17, 18, 20, 21, and 23. I think they're about like $5 or $6 a piece again, so a lot more justifiable, and that's why I was like, okay, yes, suckered me in. So I'm very excited to start this. I have watched the anime. I remember kind of the main premise of it, but I kind of forgot some of it. So I want to go back and rewatch it, but also start reading it. So I'm very excited because I really like the covers of these two. And I want to just pick up everything that they have out there, and hopefully maybe one day it will continue, but you never know. And then up next, I got volumes 5, 6, and 7, 8 of Maid-sama. These are ones that I had back ordered for a while, and then they came into stock, so unexpected, but I'm very glad to have these so I can continue with the story. And I honestly really love the covers of these, so that's why I ended up picking these up. Plus the singles are getting a little more harder to get, so I'll take these. These are very cute though. And then up next we have Hell's Paradise volumes 2 and 12, which is the most recent volume. I ended up pre-ordering pretty much any of the Hell's Paradise because these are also a pain in the butt to collect, and volume 2 just happened to come back in stock randomly, so that got sent too. So I read volume 1, so I do need to move on to this one, and then I'll have to wait to get volume 3. I know I have that back ordered, but I don't think Right Stuff will send it until I get more stuff in stock. So I'm just kind of waiting around, but I did like what I did read in the first volume, and this is another series that I definitely want to talk about more the more I read so I kind of have better opinions and better things to recommend when I talk about it. And it's also getting an anime. Then also I only picked this up because of the Right Stuff sale, and that is My Senpai's Annoyings volumes 1 through 4. And it's interesting because these are all light colored manga, and it's like a very big manga, so it's kind of hard to find a good spot for them, but they're like big and thin. But I ended up liking this a lot more than I thought I would. First I looked, I'm like, eh, but I watched the anime and I really liked it, so I was like, you know what, I'll pick up the manga. I liked it enough to go ahead and make that decision, and perfect time for the sale. So, but this is actually a better series than some might expect, but pretty much she's just very short, still kind of looks like a child, but she works in an office, and then she is paired up with her senpai, and he is just this massive, like, manly man, but he has like the greatest personality, and he's such a sweetheart, but he's very oblivious, but he's just so cool and goes with the flow, and he's like very sweet and protective of her, so I love it. And the side characters are also fantastic, so definitely at least watch the anime if you don't want to invest into the manga. I still think it's worth something, giving a shot, and but it's definitely not going to be everyone's cup of tea, so I think it's, but I personally recommend it, but then again, I'm really not too hard to please with certain animes, so. Alright, there's this other series that I really wanted to start collecting, and that is We Were There. This is kind of an older series, but it's still in print as far as I know, because I was able to back order things and I was able to order what was in stock. I just went ahead and ordered what was currently in stock, and it's not all of them, but I really like the art style, and the concept seemed interesting. I'll be honest, kind of forgot what it is. But I'm very excited to get into this once I get the first one. But I just have a good feeling about this, and I hear really good things about it, so I'm excited to start picking that up too. Up next, I have a few volumes that I bought. I bought one new, and then this one's pre-owned, and then I also have the first two of this series that I bought pre-owned on its way here, so I'll get that eventually, but I believe there's only 4 volumes in total, and that is Haven't You Heard I'm Sakamoto. I watched the anime and I was just giggling the whole time, so I'm like, I need to check out this manga. I was able to get this one on Amazon for, I think, retail. This one I did end up getting used on Amazon from like a third party kind of seller, and it's a little more beat up, but it's not bad. It's still in pretty decent like condition, and that was the only way I was going to be able to get it for not a stupid like $21. I was not going to pay $21 for this. So I'm very excited. This one's very thick, but I can't wait to start reading it again. This is super funny. If you like The Disaster's Life of Psyche K, you will like this series. I think it just does conclude at volume 4, and so there's only 12 episodes of the anime. If you do not want to invest into the manga, I still highly recommend the anime. Super funny. And then we have volumes 6 and 7 of The Incurable Case of Love. I adored the series. I binged the first 5, so I knew when I went to Barnes & Noble I wanted to pick up the last few volumes in the series, and I can't wait to get into it, but like I almost have a hard time reading series that I know is gonna end soon because I get so like attached to the characters, but I just need to suck it up. But I love these. I love the spines, and Dr. Tendo is a top tier one to check out. Alright, so this is one series that I decided to collect that is out of print. I liked the anime, so I decided to torture myself and see if I can end up getting some good deals on this series, and that is the Lovely Complex. They call it Lovecom as like the manga. I don't know particularly why it's shortened, but I ended up getting 2, 3, 6, 7, and 11 for pretty decent condition. They are all used, and not too bad though with the yellowing, other than like a little bit. There's only a few volumes that they are still printing that I have back ordered on Right Stuff. I think there's like 3 or 4. So went ahead and did that. People are really hiking up the price of this. So if it's a series you want to collect, just know that it will be a bit of a pain. I literally went into a bidding war for the full series, and somebody bid over $400 because at first it started like $100s. I'm like, okay. So I kept going, and I'm like, oh my god, like this person put in like their max bid at like $400, and then I hit $415. I'm like, I'm gonna back out before I screw myself over here. And I'm glad I did, because I was able to get better deals by just buying them individually. I think some of the volumes are gonna kind of suck, but overall you can get some for not too bad. This is a really good series, and it has a nice little height difference of the girl being the tall one and the boy being the short one, but it's really funny. I really like the side characters too, so at least definitely check out the anime if you don't want to pay scalper price for some manga. Next, I have another series that I just happened to pick up because I saw people talking about it on TikTok, and I really like the art, and it is I Can't Stop Cursing You, volumes 1 and 2. I just like this like a half live looking boy with all these pretty colors. So really don't know what it's about, but people are praising it on TikTok. I gotta stop just going strictly off recommendations, but this seems right up my alley with the art style and kind of like a darker context. I think it's gonna be something dark. I don't know. Either way, I'm very excited to get into this one too. And then after that, I have volumes 10 and 14 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Volume 14 is the most recent volume that just came out, and volume 10 is one that I thought I had in my collection, but apparently I didn't. So luckily it was in stock, so I went ahead and just picked that up. And then some random volumes of Slam Dunk came back in stock, so I ended up getting those. We have volume 16, 17, 20, and 26. I feel like I'm finally making some progress on Slam Dunk. Maybe one day I'll get 1 and 2, 3 and 4, but I'm just very excited that these even came back in stock, so I snapped them up as soon as I could. But I cannot wait to one day be able to read this masterpiece. And I just don't like want to do it digitally. I really love physically owning manga, So that's the only reason I haven't like tried to read it digitally. I just want that feel, you know? I love that. And then up next we have the newest volume of Chainsaw Man, Volume 9. I always pre-order all of the Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisens because those are a pain to try to collect afterwards. So I think I'm on volume 6 or 7 right now. So getting there. I need to kind of pick up the pace a bit and get to where we are here. But the only thing I'm glad, like, since the anime's not going right now, I don't have to worry about any like spoilers or people saying anything. So at least I don't feel too rushed in that sense. Up next is a big moment. It is volume 8 of Fruits Basket, the collector's edition. This is the last one I needed. I now have the complete collection and I'm so happy. Up next I'll start collecting Fruits Basket Another. So they're for like $15 a volume at Barnes & Noble, so it's kind of like I'm a little hesitant to pick them up right now, but eventually, and then I will have the entire collection. But I'm just super excited to finally have this one after it's been back-ordered for a while. And now it's complete, and that's just like, I think that's also why I like collecting manga. It's just a satisfying feeling to have them all. And then up next, we have volume 1 of Nana. This one randomly came back in stock. And so, Right Stuff sent it with my order, and I'm very grateful. Now I have 1 and 4, and I think 21's also in stock. But I think that'll also get shipped to me later, because I know I back-ordered it before it came in stock, but we'll see. And then after that, we have volume 1 of Toradora. I decided to pick it up again because of the Right Stuff sale, and I just hear that Ruji? I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Looks better in the manga, so we're gonna find out, and if he doesn't, I don't know if I'll keep this, but I did like Toradora, so we'll see. And then up next we have the newest volume of Living Room of Tsunaga-san, volume 9. It's concluding volume 11, and I went ahead and back-ordered, or pre-ordered the volume 11. It's gonna be emotional when it's done, but I'm very excited because I personally really love this series. Again, it's an age gap series. That is not everyone's cup of tea. I get it. I don't promote that stuff in real life, but I think because you can kind of see the genuineness of the relationship, because you can see both of their perspectives and actually get the inside thought, so you know he's not just a weirdo. I love this series. It's so good. It's so good. So if you don't mind age gaps, definitely give this a go. And then, very excited for this one, we have the newest volume of A Sign of Affection. This is one of my favorite romance series that's out currently. I cannot wait to make a video talking about it. I love this series more than anything. It like immediately just had a hold on my heart. The first volume, like just even a couple chapters in, and the art is beautiful. If you have not given this one a go, please do. We have college age romance for once. They're not in high school, and it's so good. It's so good. Up next we have a daily report about My Witch Senpai. This is another one that I kept seeing on TikTok, and so I decided to pick it up, and it looks really cute, so I'm excited to see where it goes. But it's gonna be kind of cute, maybe like office romance. Don't know much about it, but everyone's been hyping it up, so we shall see. Another one because of TikTok. We have Lovesick Ellie. I'm very excited about this one. I think it kind of fits more of the modern day romance vibes, so I can't wait to get into this. I don't know if it's gonna be toxic, what's it gonna be, but either way, I'm very excited. I might even read this tonight or later this week, but I'm ready. I think I'm gonna love it. And another series that I can't remember where I even heard about it, but we have volume 1 of Rose and Blood. I believe this is the only volume that is currently out, but I believe that looks like another vampire kind of vibe. I don't know what happens in it, but it's a shoujo, so yeah, guess is as good as mine. I just picked it up because I really love the cover. And another TikTok. This is just like all TikTok at this point. We have A Savior's Book Cafe Story in Another World. This looks cute, and it gives me such The Saint's Magic is Omnipotent vibes. so I'm very excited, and like he looks beautiful. And I know it's about a girl that ends up getting summoned into another world, and her only request was to live a peaceful life and run a bookstore. It's also a little cafe, and then she ends up meeting this guy, and he's a bookworm, so they kind of connect through that. I'm very excited. I believe she's like in her 30s, so we love that when we finally get some more like adults actually showing up in stories. So, and when they're like the primary one. So I am hoping this is fantastic. It was really thin for $13, so that kind of sucked. Like a little smaller than I wanted, but it's so pretty. So I can't wait. I just love a good, I'm hoping just kind of a cozy read that just makes me smile and giggle. So I can't wait. Another one I ended up picking up was the Demon Slayer. It's the stories of Water and Flame. Anything to get some more Rengoku, and also Gyu. Oh my god, I love Gyu. And I love Rengoku. So I think this is just kind of like a side story or a spin-off. I don't even know if it's by the official mangaka. So I'm not 100% sure, but since I already own the box set, I just want to pick up any other little thing I can get, especially if I can get some more Rengoku. That's all I want. More Rengoku. So pretty much the next portion of this haul will be BL, so if that is not your cup of tea, I definitely understand. Feel free to click off. But if you are into BL, we shall begin, and I'm going to go pretty much from the more wholesome all the way down to the spiciest. So that's, if you're only wanting wholesome, you can stick around for the first half. If you don't want any wholesomeness and you want all spice, that's gonna be the second half, so let's get to it. First up, we have My Love Mix-Up Volume 2. I guess it kind of counts as a BL to an extent, but I'm very excited to see where this story goes. If you have not picked up My Love Mix-Up, please do. It's gonna be another one that I'm gonna probably talk about in a later video because I love it that much. There's only a couple volumes, so definitely give it a go. I think it's a really interesting concept, and I'm very excited to see where this is gonna go. I cannot wait for the third one because I have so many questions, and I want to see what's gonna happen. And then I think these are the last two I needed for this series, and it is I Hear the Sunspot. So I have I Hear the Sunspot Theory of Happiness, which I believe is kind of like the second volume, and then I Hear the Sunspot Limit 1, which is kind of like the extra part of it. I honestly don't know what it is, but I think I have pretty much everything else, so I wanted to go ahead and complete my collection. But so I know this is a very wholesome one. It doesn't come wrapped, so there's that. But it looks really sweet, and the art style is beautiful. Like, these covers are so gorgeous, so I can't wait to have this one for a nice wholesome read to kind of balance out some of the spice that I bought. Another very, very wholesome one is Go For It Nakamura. I think there is Go For It Again Nakamura coming out later this year, so I'm very excited for that because I'm dying to know what's gonna happen. Like, I feel like we just hit a very mild but important point in the story, and I'm dying to have more. This is definitely something I would recommend if you want something super light, or if you even have like younger like teens and stuff that want to get into BL. I think this would be a very good story to start. Very wholesome, just kind of silly, and very sweet. So I mean, based on the cover, you know it's gonna be kind of a more sweet read. So this would definitely be a good starter one if you are kind of just wanting to get into it, or if you do have kids that would be, or like younger teens that would be interested into it. So that's a good one for that. And then we also have one that I'm very excited for, and that is I Cannot Reach You Volume 3. I feel we're starting to make some significant progress, and some of the questions are getting answered, and it's starting to kind of go the direction that I want it to go in. So I'm very excited. This was really good. I have already read it. The ending was like, ooh, ooh, about time. So I cannot wait for the next one. These covers are beautiful, and the art is really cute. The story is also really enjoyable, and I actually really like some of the side characters, so this one's another one. No major spice or anything that has been happening in this yet. Don't know if it's going to get spicier, but so far very pure. To complete my collection of Given of what's currently out, I ended up picking up volumes 4 and 6. This is another one that's not really like a spicy story. It has its moments, so I would definitely still stick with like possibly older teens, or like skip those parts. It doesn't get too bad, but I do really enjoy this one, and I can't wait to actually read the manga. Unfortunately, my little spine on this one's a little beat up, but I just think these are so pretty. I love the covers. Next one, I don't know much about this one, but it's been intriguing me forever, and that is Ten Dance. I have volumes 1 and 3. I feel like it's like BL mixed with Welcome to the Ballroom, and that's perfect. That is like right on my alley, and I honestly love this kind of like art style. It looks really fun. These books are really thick, so I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of story, and they didn't come wrapped, so I don't know how spicy it gets. It's definitely older teens, so obviously something happens, but I'm very excited to read this one. This like combines two of my favorite things, so I can't wait to dive into this. And like that, just look at that, so cute. Alright, we're working into spicy 18+ ones, so if you are underage, please click off and don't worry about these ones. Up first we have Fangs. What really drew me to this is this art style, and I was flipping through it and oh my, I cannot wait. But like they're just so cool, they're just so fun, and like I feel like I've been kind of getting back into like vampire stories, so mix that with a little BL, little spice. Seems like a good time. Another one, and I loved this. I read it and I adored it, and it is Jackass. I like this way more than I thought I was going to. Honestly thought it was going to be like an office one, but they're actually in high school, which they are like seniors, and then there's also moments after they graduate, so I appreciate that. This is interesting. I honestly don't. I feel like I just need to make separate videos kind of talking more about these, because I don't want to I don't know where to even begin or how to word some of this. I feel like I have to think about it, but I very much liked it. But pretty much these pantyhose kind of give a hint of what what goes on, so we'll leave it at that. Next is one of the most toxic stories I have ever read, and that is Case Haven. I read the first volume. I was in shock. Oh my gosh. This one is definitely a major trigger warning. There is definitely attempts and actual essay in it, so be aware of that. Even sometimes I sat there and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, okay. But it's like I can't stop reading it because it's so toxic. Like these two, super toxic. There's a really sweet couple in there. I will give them that. They did add a nice little sweet couple. These ones, messy. That is the best I describe it. This is messy and very spicy. Up next is, I believe this is a completed series now, and it is Bad Boys Happy Home. Never didn't know if I wanted to start reading it. I was like, but I'm glad I did. I really liked this. I thought it had a really good kind of like mix of wholesomeness, spice, drama, and twists and turns. So this is a really good one. Definitely has spice, just don't let it deceive you. But I adored this so much. This was way better than I anticipated, so I was very pleasantly surprised. So if you're looking for something with a good mix of almost everything, this is a good read. Up next we have this. I read this a couple nights ago, and it's weirdly really well written, but it is so ridiculous. Like basically imagine I don't even know, it's like almost like I need to think about this. Pretty much it's a tournament to decide who's going to be the king, and there's a bunch of different like people that live on an island from like kind of different families or whatever you would call them, like different groups. So they have to compete to see who's gonna be the next king. Oh, but how they compete is very interesting. I don't even want to say it on here. Just know it's concerning, and you will close the book at times because you just need a minute to process what happens, but it is very well written and kind of sweet at the same time, and they do not censor anything. So just a heads up, because if you're expecting lightsabers and you go into this, you ain't getting that, which I do appreciate. I wish more ones would, because it's like if I bought the physical copy, I think I can handle seeing everything. I can't wait for volume 2. I already have it pre-ordered. I'm gonna leave it there. I was genuinely had to take a minute sometimes and just stare at the wall, so that's real good. Alright, and lastly, another very uncensored one, and it might be controversial, and it is it's Teach Me Tutor. I'll let the cover speak for itself. I flipped through it. Very, very, very spicy, very smutty, and not censored. I feel like this kind of just tells you what happens, just based off the title. So I will leave that to your own opinions, and we'll just go from there. But that's it. And lastly, we have the Unexpected box set. It is the first box set of Bleach. I believe it holds volumes 1 and 21. And I'm very happy to have this. I just wasn't expecting to have it so soon. But I love this, how this box set looks. So I knew I definitely wanted to do that over like getting single volumes, especially since there's so many. So super cool. Comes with like a random poster, which is kind of but I'm very excited to own this. It's amazing, and look, like the art is just beautiful. Everyone in Bleach is very attractive. So I can't wait to dive into that eventually. Alright guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys are reading, or if you picked up anything during the Barnes & Noble sale or anything during the Right Stuff sale. They had some good deals, they had some good stuff, so definitely let me know down in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!